So there's a lot of words that we typically associate with misogyny. You know, there's dishwasher, spinster, bimbo. The rest are a little too explicit for me to say here, but I've got one that'll surprise you. Bazinga. So I'm Athena, and I've always had sort of nerdy interests. My Barbies and my Superman dolls sort of played together. I had every Skylander from the first 3 games, and I've also always enjoyed media analysis. So it sort of made sense to combine the two. And my first intent was to write a paper on nerdy interests and how nerds are portrayed in fiction. But as I started researching, I just noticed a trend, and it made me want to dig a little deeper. My paper sort of evolved into a biopsy of the nerd trope as we know it, and the sort of gendered culture that formed around this trope. If you ever hear Weird Al Yankovic's song White and Nerdy, you know what kind of character I'm talking about when I say nerd. If you haven't, just imagine, niche interests, good with technology, bad at athletics, very smart but doesn't meet traditional standards of masculinity. In my paper, I explored the nerd trope and how it relates to gender and romance in Big Bang Theory, Revenge of the Nerds, and 16 Candles, as well as several other movies. A lot of the research was just sitting down and watching it, and I had a roommate at the time, and she was a little bit hard to be around, so I spent a lot of my time watching it in Booth Library because it was a very quiet study space. Much of my research was also focused on reading academic articles, analyses of the nerd trope, and the database was really helpful for that. But much of the essay was just watching, analyzing, and figuring out my thoughts, so Booth Library was immensely helpful for that. I'm really happy to accept this award today.